Important to keep moving? Why is it important to keep improving? We want to talk a little bit about that this morning. And this is a subject that I believe we read this exact topic before. We have said it. But I believe there are times when we do one topic over and over. And this morning, I am grateful that I am here. I am grateful for the opportunity to come one more time. I just want to say welcome to everyone. Thank you all so much for joining me. Father, we just want to thank you. Thank you for your blessings. Thank you for the gift of life. Thank you for all that you have done in our lives this morning. Thank you for wisdom, knowledge, understanding. Thank you, oh God, that you have given us the strength to be here today. We want to thank you for those who may come by, those who will stop, those who will pass. We just want to thank you for each and every person. Father, we just want to pray as your word go forth this morning, it will go forth with clarity, power, anointing, and that it will reach the hearts of your people, and that the person who needs it the most, it will reach that person right now. We thank you that your words are true. And we bless you because as your word reminds us this morning that we should keep improving. Sometimes we feel down, sometimes we feel weak and weary, but we want to stand on your promises. And that your word says all things work together for good to those who love you. And so this morning, we just want to bless you in Jesus' name. Amen. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you doing this morning? Liza, how are things on your side? So Shane, hi Marie. How are you? Good morning, Isaac's fam. Thank you guys for coming today. It's important that we keep improving. What are your thoughts on that? Lord, I come to you. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Because I know school was out. Yes, I was getting some update from my family back that side. Oh my God. I didn't check the group from morning, but I was getting some update from my family that side that they had to stay in. And it was a category 5. Oh my goodness. Cover them, Lord. Cover them. Cover them. Can we all just say, Lord, cover those who are affected? A category 5, that's what I heard. Is that so? Is that true? Says school just closed Wednesday and Thursday due to the hurricane. Yes. So I realize it's but we know God's people are being protected. Hmm? Nothing happened by accident or chance. Use the opportunity to get close to him. So this morning, I just type this morning. I want you to type in the comment, protect them, Lord. Protect your people in this time. I'm just going to read it directly from the word this morning, and then we can talk. Yes, I hear in Tampa that I heard. Yes, yes, yes. That's the feedback I'm getting, that Tampa is getting it. Yeah. And the thing with it, these there the land is so flat, Wow. For 5 minutes. All right. Thank you so much. Lord, protect your people. Protect your people in this time. Oh my God. God first. You see, sometimes God gives warning. He gives warning. They said before he destroys cities, Sister Iris, he will destroy. He will give warning. You remember the story of Noah when Noah was building the ark, and you know he warned the people. He warned them. He warned them and warned them. And sometimes disaster struck. No matter how much we pray, we fast, we go out and sometimes God has to do what he has to do. Yes? Because sometimes we don't listen. Remember back in when he destroyed the city of Sodom and Gomorrah. Remember that story? Right? Because God will give a warning before he destroy, right? So it's important that we understand that we are still going to pray. We still have a responsibility to pray. But at the end of the day, it is all up to what God is up to his doings. You understand? So I want to encourage us this morning. I want to encourage us to stay strong and still pray, because that's what we can do from where we are at. So the talent without discipline is like an octopus on a roller skate, on roller skates. I try to think about it, and I know it's something that we talked about today, but as I read it, I said, I'm still going to go through this word today, this morning. And while I read it, my mind reflects on one of our followers that supports us almost every day, right? Like literally every day. And I've seen how this person has been progressing really, really well. And many of you don't know it. Possibly just me and one other person in this chat know that this individual is doing so well elsewhere. It says there's plenty of movement. You'll never know if you're going to be going forward or backwards or sideways. Before we go further, the word of the Lord from St. Luke 12, verse 48, it says, but he that knew not and did not commit things worthy of stripes shall be beaten with stripes. For unto whosoever much is given, of him shall be much required. And to whom men have committed much, of him they will ask much more. So we always say, to whom much is given, much is required. If you know to do good and don't do it, you're going to be given with stripes. You're going to be lashed with stripes. And let me go back to what the word says. It says, but to he that knew not and did not commit things worthy of stripes, he shall be beaten with few stripes. For unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall be much required. And to whom men have committed much, of him they will ask much more. So as Natasha and Bess been coming in, we're praying as we're here and talking. We are praying for those who are being affected by this storm. We're praying that God will just continue to cover them. We're saying that's what we can do from where we are at. If we were close by and can give a helping hand, of course we would do so once it is safe, because You realize if somebody is a lot of times somebody is drowning, and then if you don't have a professional person going in who knows how to do this thing, and you jump in trying to help, what happens is that the person pulls you down, and you end up being the one who dies, and the person who you try to save is saved. And so even when you travel, for those persons who travel, they tell you if there's an emergency, they tell you put your mask on first before you attempt to help somebody else. So this morning, we got to pray. And I was saying, at the end of the day, there are people who God has been talking to over and over, and He gives warning. They're always warning, They're always warning. Sometimes we don't take heed. Sometimes we don't listen. Chef, how are you? Always little chef. Always little chef. Say hi to little chef. She'll soon be big chef now. Good morning. Thank you for coming, chef. So we're talking about keep improving, right? Keep on improving. So you will go from side to side, forward, backward, sideways, but you never know which way you're going. You don't know. If you know you have talent, and I'm seeing talent right here, Best being full of talent, Lord have mercy, talent plus tax. Yeah, she big now. Talent blood, but she's going to always be our little chef. Can I tell you, she's always going to get that nickname? And I know she don't mind. If you know you have talent and have seen a lot of motion, but little concrete results, you may lack self-discipline, right? But I know for Bess, she's very disciplined. Let's give some love. Let us send up some YT arts for Best Being. Let us send up some of the emojis. Let us send up, give her some love. Give her some love. Yes, like those. Send up some more of those. Send up some more hearts for Best Being. Now, this lady, full with talent. She full with talent. And she is so committed. I see there were days when she wasn't even at her best a lot of times, right? A lot of times, and she would even come here even for 10 minutes, commitment. And for her as well, I know when she goes to work, she's giving 150%. I don't think she can get 150 right now. Maybe she's giving like 100 now. Even in her current state, because we know she has not been she has not been very well for those of us who have been following her, but she has still not lost her consist. She may not be like 150, but she's still consistent, I would say. So I want you to give her some love. Send some love for her, man. I see them coming. Send her some love. So for those of you who don't know how to find the YT emoji, if you're using your phone, go where you see where the chat is. Where the chat is, there's a face right beside the dollar sign. You want to click on that, and then you will see the emojis coming up, and those are the YT emojis. So go where the chat is, where the word chat, where you type in your comments, click on that smiley face right there, and then you'll see the bunch of emojis. They're not the best, I can tell you. I like that the heart. I love the heart. Some of them are so ugly. As my friends Selvita would say, Trina, I don't like them. Yes, Tina Lee, good morning. Best, let us give best being some. That, there you go, Natasha. That is it. You see, like these emojis, we are free to use these emojis and we can use a whole bunch of them and we don't have no issues. Yes, that is it. She is just full of talent. And I believe she's full with self-discipline, right? Self-discipline, Natasha. She has a whole bunch of that. So, so it could be, and I'm thinking to myself, I think I need some amount of self-discipline. Mona, welcome back. Mona and Dory Show. We know you left us for a little while, but you are back. Welcome back. And I think this may be yours. You had self-discipline some time ago, but I think you probably want to work a little bit more on self-discipline. You know, look at, can we look back at our schedule last week? Think about the things you wanted to do last week. Did you get a chance to do them? And I'm thinking, no, I didn't get the chance to do all that I wanted to do last week. I think I actually lack self-discipline in that. Sometimes when deadline is meeting us, that's when we push towards self-discipline. And I was kind of dragging my feet. And so I'm going to take this word for myself this morning that, Trina, you need to get back to having that self-discipline. And I think for us to get ahead, we need to do that. Look at the schedule. How much time did you devote to your regular, disciplined activities? I didn't devote any time. So I personally know, if I look back at last week, I did not devote any time to my regular activities. I want you to take this word this morning. I want you to, like a cow who would take the word and then, not the word, a cow go and eat the grass, right? And then when they lie down, I think they chew it over again and they take their own time. So I want you to take the word today. It might be quick, but I want, when you leave off the channel, if you have to go in 2 minutes, if you can't stay for the entire time we're here, that's okay. But I want you to get something before you leave. I want you to tell yourself that, listen, I'm going to develop some self-discipline. And that is why sometimes it's not good to give yourself like a long to-do list and you know you're not going to do it. Do one that will stretch you, but you know it is achievable. So Tina said, I think sometimes people procrastinate too much. That is it, right? You keep saying you will do something and put it off, thinking you would eventually do it, right? I think for me, Tina, for last week, I didn't say that I was going to do it. I think I was in a state of pity. There's a saying that says procrastination is the thief of time. And that is what affects many, many people, right? That is what affects a lot of people. We procrastinate. And even in my personal life, there are some things that I could have addressed earlier. I didn't address them. And so it is so hard to address them now because based on time and all of that, it has no effect. When your children do something, or when something happens in your relationship, I'm changing the subject a little bit, it's best to address it now. But wait until you're a little calmer, your headspace is in a better place, you address it. Sometimes we say we're putting it off, and then we don't address it at the same time until something else happens. And at that time, we could have prevented it from happening the second time. Sometimes we address it immediately and it didn't come out the way we intend for it to go. So it's important that we develop that kind of self-discipline, that we say, this is what I'm going to do. This is my schedule. You know, last week I went, there's a program that I'm going right now. The program is for 20 weeks, right? And we got an assignment. And I'm going later today. And the assignment was to commit to something, and you're going to do it every day. And when you come back next week, you're going to share it. And I commit to something, but I didn't do it every day. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to have to go and share that. That is not nice. You know, so I realized for me, there was some amount of procrastination and lack of discipline on my part, which puts me in the position I'm in right now. So if you have been so is he saying, if you look back, did anybody think about their schedule last week? I asked the question, look at the schedule last week. Did you achieve your regular activities? Did you do anything to grow and improve yourself? Did you do any of that? Did you do anything? Did I do anything to grow? I don't think I did. I don't think I did. So right now, it's for me to commit to that. It's important that we seek to grow daily. If you have been putting things off and telling yourself, I'll do them later. So Tina says it. Tina Lee said it right. She said, we keep putting it off, and that's procrastination. We're putting it off because we say, oh, I'm going to do it later. Is that you? What did you say you're going to put off till later? What did you say? I think sometimes for me, I pressure myself sometime to get things done. One other thing, I said, whatever you can do today, don't put it off for tomorrow. Once you can do it today. And I think that's why sometimes I overwork myself, because I said, I'm just going to finish it up. Oh, I love my schedule last week. Stay in bed for days. Let's give her a clap for that. So Mona said, Trina, you know, I'm going to keep my schedule. I do what I want, when I want, and get all I have to do, get them done. But you still have a schedule, even though you have a literal schedule. In your mind, you said, okay, Wednesday, this is what I want to do. Tuesday, this is what I'm going to do. And you get it done. That's a schedule. That is a schedule, you know. You never know that. That is not, it doesn't mean that you're going to literally write it down, although writing it down is important. Write the vision and make it plain. It is important. But you got to determine, what is it I'm going to do and how I'm going to get there. So the best time, we had spoken about this, so for all the people in Canada, the best time to plant a tree, a nursery in Canada displays the sign on the wall. So we did talk about it and said the best time to plant a tree was 25 years ago. And the next best time is right now. So starting right now, start where you are and use what you have. The best time to start. Start today. Discipline yourself. And this is why. One, there's a price to pay to reach the next level. To reach the next level, it's going to take something more than what you're doing. You're gonna have to do a little more, and then a little more, and then a little more. Yes? A little more and a little more. No, every day is the same. Well, Mona, the price to so it means you don't want more. When you want more, you are going to be required to do more. Ask the people. Ask Aniki, she'll tell you. You know what I'm talking about, right? We're not gonna stay here. But ask Aniki. Ask Aniki. She was required to do more. You got to do more. So there's a price to pay to reach the next level. That's number one. Number two is be willing to start with small things. At first, your gains will be small, but will grow. The difference between the gold medal and the winner, the gold and the silver medalist, is just hundreds of seconds. If we should talk about the Olympic recently, you remember that 100 meter? How many people said Jamaica won? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. 100 of seconds. Yeah? Most people say Jamaica won, but it never worked out, so. Yes, when more comes, it will change. So you got to do more. More stress. More stress. To whom much is given, much is required. The third thing is get in the right environment. Sometimes we have to change the environment. Sometimes we have to start afresh. The difficulty with number three is to actually start, is to actually do it. But if you have that courage to just change the environment, you are halfway to your goal. Change the environment and just go for it. There are many times. There are people who are on YT. I think like Mona. Mona had gone to, was it TikTok, I think? Some people said, YouTube is not my audience. I'm going to TikTok. And they go to TikTok and they do very well. Some people move from TikTok and come to YT and they do very well. Some people said, listen, I'm going to change. I'm going to change and start a brand new channel. I remember I was watching this girl who had a channel, naturally a channel, and she started a brand new channel. And she said, I'm not going to go to any live stream. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. And she started and she did very well because she shifts her environment. Sometimes you got to shift your environment because the people around you are the ones that actually holding you back. You don't believe it? We have a proven strategist right here. One of our very own proven strategies that sometimes you got to start over. But are you willing to have that self-discipline to start over? I've seen persons with thousands of subscribers, like 20, 40,000 subscribers, but their views are like 10, 100 that a little channel like me having. Maybe most of those are robots and they're just putting up the big picture. And sometimes they are not. Look at It's Me Whitney. It's Me Whitney got viral based on a shorts. And I think she has about 42,000 subscribers. She got viral and she got monetized based on her shorts. And she wasn't able to reciprocate or repeat that process. She wasn't able to, I think she did more videos, but they didn't capture the audience she intended to. And now she's suffering for it. No, she is suffering because she'll put out her videos and she's not getting that traction that so not everybody may get robots. There are persons who generally get the subscribers, but you got to have the content. You got to have, and even it doesn't have to even be YouTube alone. If, for example, you open a restaurant and the food, all right, let me use this person. This young guy, oh my God, what's his name? Oh my God, I can't remember his name now. But he used to cook. He cook outside. He would go in the bush at the river and he will cook some unique dishes. Most of it, the dish that he cooks, he used to use a lot of sweet and sour Ramesh. I think Ramesh is his name. I remember him now. So like Ramesh, he was cooking and he was doing this variety of stuff and he would do his own little twist on a lot of things. Yes. And people started following and people started encouraging, start a restaurant, do this, do that, do this, do that, do that. And then you know Ramesh, and he was doing it and he started a restaurant. I think it's in Kingston. But I realized I want to see much about the restaurant. And I think I asked my husband because I think he will see some things on TikTok and so on. I think you were saying that the restaurant didn't take off. It took off probably like the first week or maybe the first month. But people couldn't keep up to the variety of things he was doing. And I think if he was guided properly, the restaurant could do very well. So what he could have done, well, I don't know if this is what he did, but the feedback I heard is that there was too many changes every day. So one of the things he could have done is to make the regular meals consistent, like the fried chicken, the curry chicken, the jerk pork and stuff like that. I don't know. I think that is what he could have done. And then every day he could have chef special. And for the chef special, he wouldn't do a whole lot of that because chances are people may not always going to be trying the chef special every single day. So he could have done that. So maybe, I don't know if that's what he did. I don't know. But he can wheel and come again and he could do very well. So now he's gone back to doing him thing outside here and there and all over the place, right? So you got to get into the right environment, right? Sometimes it takes a shift, a total shift. Getting into the right environment. Sometimes it means leaving the job that you're at. Not telling anybody to go leave them job, no, right? But sometimes you got to leave it. We have seen There are many success story of people leaving their jobs. But know what you're doing. Know what you are doing. Know what you are doing. Sometimes you have to get out of the country you're living in and go somewhere else if you have the opportunity. Sometimes you're living in one, say for example, you're living in Jamaica, you're in Kingston, you might need to go to Westmoreland. Sometimes you got to do that. Sometimes within your workplace, you have to change your department. Sometimes you got to change. Maybe you used to talk a lot. Sometimes you have to now keep silent. Let people wonder, what is happening to Natasha? Natasha, what's happening to you? We're not hearing much from you. You're not talking a lot again. Let people wonder because you're shifting your environment. I wonder if there's somebody this morning that you need to shift the environment. Sometimes some of us get big blow, you know. Sometimes we have to be pushed. There are times we got to be pushed. And when we are pushed into our purpose. Because we're too scared to take that leap of faith. We're too scared to take that step. We are too scared to go into the unknown. We are too scared. But sometimes we got to change. I need to change some things, says Bess. True, change the environment is not as we got to change the environment. You see, I don't know, most of us probably would have heard this saying, right? Most of us should have known this saying. I want to. Most of us know this saying that there are some people who come in your life for a season, some for a reason. There are some people who are roots, some people who are branches, some people who are leaves. Hello, somebody. There was this preacher, you know, I love him, Minister Campbell. Whenever he's preaching, he always say, hello, somebody. I used to love listening to him. Nice man, right? And I think a lot of time he comes to my church, and whenever he ministers, I literally can go up to him and say, the next time you come into my church, can you just come and give me the message and then go home? Because like the messaging come with, like the exact message is what I wanted to hear. I mean, like the exact, like me I go through the exact thing that he's talking about. Right? The exact thing that he is talking about. So, though you have root people in your life, you have some that are the big branches, you have some that are the little mega branches, and you have some of them that are leaves. The leaves are going to be a lot. You know why? Those are the people who don't stick around for very long. You see, those people who are root people in your life, you see, those people who are root people in your life, they are in for the long haul. They are in for the hurricane and the storm. And when they come, you know, man, and they lick you go left, right, center, those people will stand with you. Do you have rude people? You need to have at least one rude person in your life. You need to have at least one rude person in your life. The leaf people will come and go because now that we're entering into winter, the leaves are changing. They're getting dry and they're falling off. So don't worry when you see some people, they're not talking to you much. You're not feeling the energy much. They were probably leaf people. Some were branches, but the branches were not the ones that really held up the tree. They were branches, they were there for a purpose. So don't be discouraged, but make sure you have some root people. If you can get 2 root people in your life, you're at a good place. And you can feel it, you can feel the energy. You can know when the leaves are falling off. Just like how when you see the leaves turning yellow first, and then you see they turning brown, and then you see they fall off. And it's the same thing with people in your life. What a switch. People in your life, sometimes they're going to be going. I know it hurts because we all need people. We all need people. But at the end of the day, we need to know what we are required to do. Those branches are the ones you got to break away to strengthen the others. That is it. I remember when I showed you guys the tomato tree. You remember the tomato plant? And some of you, I think it was Lala that said to me, Trina, there are some of the branches that are looking a little bit dry. Take them off, because they are basically draining your energy. They're preventing the others, the plant, from the nutrients from going up. They're preventing the from going up. There are people, Anna, there are going to be some rude people that needs to come. Not rude people, some branch people that need to come off. She said, get rid of those. They're trimming them off. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. It's hard sometimes. It's hard to say goodbye, but you're gonna need it because you need that strength for the rest of the way. You got to find out, who are these people in my life? I want you to think about it. I know we started talking about keep improving, but I don't want you to think about think about the people who have been with you for the long haul. When they don't see you, they still remember you. When you're not able to give them like you normally give to them, they're still with you. When you're not able to support them the way they truly desire, but you're still standing with them. Be careful of those who are just in your lane only when you show up for them. Be mindful of those, because those might just be leaf people. And those leaves they fell off and they start again. It's the same way you got to remove some blossom for the tree to be more fruitful. You got to do that. Sanik, you came late, but one of the things that we talked about was starting over. And I shared of a success story of a friend of mine. Well, it's not a friend of mine. It was a YouTuber who had a natural hair channel who had to start over. She started over. And she's doing very well now. She should have started over. She had a lot of subscribers. It wasn't going anywhere. She had to start over. And I said earlier that one of our very own, right here in this chat, had to start over. And doing very well. If you know, you know. Right, best beans? If you know, you know. Sometimes you got to shift the environment. And shifting the environment, meaning starting from scratch. So you got to know. There's always a story in God's creation. There's always a story. It's just for us to take the time out to know it and do it. What are we willing to do today? What are we willing to give up? What are we willing to let go of in an effort to reach our goal? So we were on point number 3, get into the right environment. So you're now in the right environment. Our friend who started over is now in the right environment and doing far better than where she was before. You got to, since improvement requires some degree of risk and failure, pick a place where growth and experiment are encouraged. Pick a place where growth and experiment are you will find out. You probably will find out. I won't say yeah and I won't say nay, right? You will find out. Sometimes you got to start over. Pick a place where you can experiment. Sometimes we're going with the bag of friends and, the people who we think are branches or roots, but they are not. They are leaves. Hey, I like this thought. I'm gonna do a nice little video on this one. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. The final point is, believe you can always do better. Anything you have done in a particular way for a given amount of time can always be done better. Remember, you cannot do it by yourself. By yourself, we're just failures. But with God, all things are possible. If we only believe. And so I want you to ponder on these words this morning. And I hope it is something that resonates with you. If it's even one of the points will resonate with you. What else can I do? What can I improve on? Is it that I need to start over? Is I need to work longer hours for right now until I get to where I need to get? These are probably some questions you need to ask yourself. Am I willing to start with small things? Can I do better? There is a price to pay to reach the next level. Am I willing to pay that price? Those are some questions you probably need to ask yourself. As you go today, faith, walk, keep on moving. Your steps might be small, but keep moving. And remember, while you're at it, live your best life. And don't wait for tomorrow. I want you to live your best life today. If you're saying to yourself, you know, I can't start a YouTube channel, can I challenge you to start it today? Can I challenge you to start it today? Not tomorrow. Today. You have a phone because you're watching me on your phone right now. The quality may not be so good. But you have started. If you look at I want you to take a look at my earlier videos. You know, I'm on YouTube 3 years now. 3 years I'm on YouTube. 3 years. And I've collected 3 paychecks from them. 3. And the 3 paychecks less than $100 after they draw the tax out there. But that won't be my portion. Cannot be my portion. Oh no. First of all, the intent coming on YouTube wasn't for revenue. It's just that now that you're here and you're seeing the possibilities, you're saying to yourself that I can get some money while I'm doing this. Why not? Why not? Right? Why not? And if I should actually say when I really focused on YouTube was like 2 years ago. Because when I just started, I wasn't really doing much. But if you look at some of my videos, you used to see the InShot logo. The camera wasn't so clear. And I keep improving, but I need to do a lot more in improving what I'm doing. Maybe I'm not that self-disciplined. I'm not as committed as I should be to get to where I'm at. So this is something, and as I said, I'm taking this word for myself. But because I'm such a kind person, not going to keep it for myself, I come and share it with you. Keep improving, and you're going to smile. Wish the best for people. Pray for those who don't even mean they're no good. The Bible said we should do it. Some people say, Trina, me nah do it. I remember out there Natural Life say, Trina, me nah pray for them. I think Ambitious Jackie says so too. Nah pray for them. But that's what we are told to do. There are some people in your life that are branch. There are some that are roots. There are some that are leaves. Only you can figure out who is who. Only you can determine who is who. Cherish the root people in your life. These are the ones that tell you how they feel, tell you when they're hurting, tell you when you need to improve on something. These are the people you need in your life. If you have people in your life where cannot tell you when things are not very good, they shouldn't be in your life, because it means you can be going down and they say nothing to you. You don't need those people in your life. Of course, when people correct you in a particular way, you're not going to feel so good about it, but you have to appreciate them. They said the customers who who complain, you are to treat those customers good, because those are your loyal customers. They will come back. They will come back. But there are some who will spend and they say, I will never go back there. They don't give you the feedback. You're not able to fix it. This morning, it's up to you to determine. God bless you. I know I have been talking for a long time. We're going to jump into some trivia and then we just close off. All right. The first question is, whose mother brought him to the temple? No. Whose mother brought to the temple a robe she had made for him each year? Yes, I'm almost done. Whose mother brought to the temple a robe she made for him each year? Whose mother brought a robe to the temple she made for him each year? According to 1 Samuel 2, verse 18 to 19. Samuel. How many days was Jesus fasting in the wilderness? According to St. Luke 4, verse 2, how many days was Jesus fasting in the wilderness? Thank you, Liza. So yes, Samuel says Best Bean, you are correct. And 40 says Best Bean, 40. Yes, correct. 40 days. Which two gospel books were not written by one of Jesus' disciples? Which two gospel books was not written by which two gospel books were not written by one of Jesus's disciples? And you know what the gospels are, right? Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. Put on the fork and then put it on. Mark is one of them, correct. What's the next one? Mark is one of them. Mark is one of them. Yes, what's the next one? Correct, Bess. Mark is one of them. What's the next one? And Luke. So Mark and Luke. So Anna says Luke. So put them together, Mark and Luke. And the final question is, Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like what? According to St. Luke 12, verse 27, Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like the flowers, lily to be exact. And we are missing our friend Lillington. But just continue praying for her and her family. Continue praying for them. Our friend Lillington. Everybody remember Lillington? Let's send up some love for her, right? Lily has her days and she's just always helping other people. She's just always doing this, doing that for other people. Pray that God give her some strength. Send up some love for Lily. Send up some hearts for Lily. But guys, as you go this morning, I want to encourage you, live your best life. Not tomorrow, but today. There's a price to pay to reach the next level. Be willing to start with small things. Get into the right environment and be willing to say, I can do better. because you can. God bless you. Take care of yourself, and I'll definitely see you guys in the next one. Bye for now. Bye.